I got a plate on it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call this meeting of West Burlington City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Crowner.
Here.
Raleigh.
Here.
Stewart. Here. Lees.
Here.
West.
Here.
Move to perfect and approve the agenda.
So move.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Stewart. Aye. Lees.
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Motion carried. Consent agenda.
Motion to approve all 7 claims as presented.
Big ones.
Yes.
Support.
Motion with support to approve consent agenda items 1 through 7, which are the minutes of regular city council meeting on August 7, 2013. Approve the city clerk's attendance at the Iowa Alcoholic Beverages Symposium 21. Approve payment to Des Moines County Regional Waste Commission. Approve payment to the city of Burlington. Approve payment to Burlington Water Works. Accept Ethan Gerst's resignation from the fire department and approve the claims list as presented in the amount of $188,365.34. And that breaks down to the general fund, $68,532.94. Road use, $10,736.33. TIF debt, $50,000. Public Works Building, $11.29. Water, $40,487.36. Beaverdale Escrow, $19.75. Westwood Escrow, $19.75. Woodman Escrow, $19.75. Sewer, $15,642.01. Risk Management Self-Insurance, $1,396.57. Flex Account, $171.11. 4th of July Celebration, $1,069.06. And the Pink Heels Tour of $259.42. Any discussion? Roll call.
Stewart. Aye. Lees.
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Motion carried. Mayor reports. Finance. Rod, you got anything going?
I have nothing new, sir.
Okay. Anybody have anything for finance? Moving right along. Streets.
Streets, I know Randy's got a lot on the list with the alleys and everything, so I'll let him go ahead and talk. Besides that, I don't have anything.
Pelling finished up the alleys on Friday and moved out of town Friday afternoon, and the alleys are all looking pretty good, so that's really all I have.
The alleys look fantastic.
Good. Anybody have anything for streets? Public safety.
I don't have anything.
Lieutenant's here tonight. Might as well start if you got anything going on.
Just to let you know that Chief wanted me to relay to you guys that he has received a few bids for a new vehicle. He'll bring that up to you next meeting. One is, of course, a little cheaper than the other one, had more options, but he'll get into that with you guys next meeting.
Okay.
That's really all he had for me to bring up to you guys. You guys have any questions?
Okay. Mike, what you got going?
Buildings, ortho rehab is completed, signed off on. Valley Distribution, they're finishing up their new office area. Wally Day's starting his last condo. It's roughed in plumbing, electrical, and it has poured the footings. Dayton Freight outside concrete work is completed, and they're working on the inside, getting ready to paint the inside and the outside. Marshall's final interior work has begun. We have a framing inspection scheduled for Friday afternoon. New house over here where the old school was, the footings are in, they're roughing in the plumbing and electrical, and then they're gonna get ready to pour the floor and move on forward with framing that one. And the city maintenance building, several inspections have been conducted, and I've corrected a few problems found during the inspections. On the fire side, Pink Hill request for 2014 has been sent in for a weekend in either June or July. Cordless headset was installed in the tower. Safer 2012, one of the HVAC units have been installed in the station, and the second one's going in next week. Hiring process for 4 more volunteer applications are in the process. We will have 3 volunteers added to the membership starting this fall. That'll be moving over from the Explorers to the volunteer side. And we have 4 probationary firefighters getting ready to start their testing for firefighter 1 in September. That's it.
Do I have anything for public safety? I do want to mention, we got notified by the railroad today that North Gear will be closed starting tomorrow for repair on the intersection out there on the crossing. And from the email that I was saying, it was August 22nd through the 30th.
August 22nd through the 30th for Washington
and
Road,
wa-
and
and-
26th through the 30th.
For Washington Road. Gear was 22nd through the 30th.
26th. The other one was 26th,
That's Washington. That's,
and the other one was 22nd. The gear was 22nd.
yeah, Gear was 22nd. That's what I'd written down. So both of those crossings will be closed here in the next week for major repair work. So some of the public safety vehicles will have to
Road trip.
divert around.
Road trip.
Anything else for public safety?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to mention that, I forgot, Walmart did give us a grant for $1,000 for community relations. We're gonna buy, purchase stuff like, footballs, maybe with their names on it, patches, badges, stickers to hand out at football games and stuff like that, so. Some of the money will go through for, neighborhood watch signs.
Good. Alrighty. Utilities.
I don't have anything, Randy.
The only thing I have is we're gonna be converting the chlorine system over at the water plant to liquid instead of gas. The gas system was outdated. The cost should be less than $1,000, and we're gonna try to have that completed before Burlington switches to chlorine for a month, so that's really all I have.
Anything for utilities? Dog wash coming up this weekend?
Yes.
Pool.
Saturday.
24th, 11 to 3.
Sanitation.
I don't have anything, Randy.
I've got just one thing. I had a pump at the East Lift Station we had to pull out last week that was leaking, and it's at Mississippi Valley Pump, and they're going to let us know how much it's going to cost to have the repairs made on that. That's all I have for sanitation.
Anything else for sanitation? Our staff reports. Kelly, got anything going on? Leslie? Okay. Anyone wishing to address the council on matters that are not on the agenda tonight? We're really running to the mic, aren't we?
Take a number.
Yeah, take a number. Just like the DOT when you get your license renewed. New business. Item number 1 is to consider draft sewer agreement with the city of Burlington for residential development.
This is something I've been working on with City of Burlington staff. A developer is wanting to develop down there on South Gear, down by past the hospital, down by our lift station, and we've worked up this agreement to use our sewer rather than to pump this all the way back to down by the river in Burlington. As I mentioned in my memo, that I requested a couple changes in the draft. They've agreed to both of those changes. The next copy will reflect those. This is more just to get any comments that you all might have, and if I need to have them make any more changes, I will do that.
How did the changes get reworded, do you know?
Well, they're just taking out the part where we agree that metering is
Section 9, the last sentence.
they're taking that,
Taking that line totally out.
they're just taking out the part where it says that the
They think
metering-
meters are stupid.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they're taking that out.
Impractical.
Impractical, they're taking that out. And then in section 10, they are taking out most of that. I think they're just the last sentence is what they're leaving.
So we'll have to wait and reread that one.
Yes, it'll come back for approval, but,
So right now, the communication's been going on between you and their city manager.
the city manager, their engineer, the developer's engineers, Randy, the email list pretty extensive.
How about their
process.
city council? Are they up to?
I don't think that'll be a problem. At least Jim didn't think that would be a problem, so.
Well,
So pinpoint me where exactly, past the hospital is on this side or
On the
this side?
it'll be on the east side.
Just south of the lift station. If you go down by there, they have an
Okay.
area
You see little
staked.
flags there, and they got part of the field mowed, and it's right on the corner,
It's between our lift station and West Avenue.
little
Because there's-
strip of ground.
Yeah, because a couple of days I come in to ask you, you weren't here though, but.
It's between the ditch and the road. Just a,
Originally, this developer had talked about building closer to closer over by the recplex on hospital ground and eventually extending that development over into, across the border into West Burlington, but there were some issues with the hospital and him, and now this is a different piece of ground that he's working on now.
So how many
Hopefully-
houses? Just one house will be connected or?
Condos.
No, there's gonna
Several.
be, it'll be a small development. I don't know exact number of houses, but it'll be.
So it mainly would be like the Dan Reed and the area that they complain about our pumps?
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, those people water.
We'll go down the sewer.
It won't go down the sewer.
The water doesn't go down the sewer.
Won't go any direction our way.
Nope.
Well, go in the ditch if.
And I've got-
Will we have the right to go in their house and check and make sure the sump pumps and that stuff are not?
No, this is gonna be in Burlington. That won't
Okay.
affect us at all.
I mean, they won't pump it in, retract it instead of going out to the water, they just put it in the sewer line and, Or they
Burlington's
gotta store
code
the
is just
drink.
like ours. They don't allow sump pumps to be tied into the sanitary sewer. So
okay.
when the house
But we
is-
will have the right to go and check sometimes?
I haven't seen that part. in
I
there.
doubt it. I mean,
in
we
City of
can,
Burlington.
we can work with the city of Burlington's inspectors to make sure that happens. They have inspectors that do that sort of thing. They'll get inspected when they get built to make sure they're not built that way. But if somebody comes in and does it later, there's not much guarantee that that won't happen, but I don't see that as being a problem. I've got pretty healthy estimates built in that I think we'll do all right. I don't think we'll get paid probably about what it costs us, and it should be good for, I'm hoping that at some point this developer will start doing some developments in West Burlington, and this would be helpful if we can make some kind of an agreement.
I heard you say houses, I thought these were going to be condos.
He's gonna start out with condos, and then there's and then there's houses maybe after that.
Oh, really? So we really don't have any idea how many units we're talking about servicing?
I can find out, but before next time, exactly what he's looking at. He's, like most of those guys, he's got immediate plans and then future plans that may or may not happen, so.
How would that affect the capacity for our wastewater treatment plant if we expand and get businesses and new residential development ourselves?
It shouldn't be that, the extra flow shouldn't amount to much of anything being residential like that. But without knowing how many houses or condos they're gonna have, it's pretty, I don't see it being an issue. It's not like a factory that's gonna go in. It's very limited amount, maybe 7,000 to 10,000 gallons per unit per house. It depends. Our water bill at home is, we use 7,000 to 8,000 gallons a month, and other people use 2 or 3. So it's hard to, but it's not a huge, an extra amount of water or waste that's going to be coming into our plant. I don't envision that being a problem.
Yeah, that piece of ground he's looking at isn't all that big, so he can't get, a whole heck of a lot on there, but I can get exact numbers from him.
Well, I see that expanding though. If this works, there's nothing around there but fields.
And some of them are in West Burlington.
Well, you gotta go a ways, but
Yeah.
yeah, they are. Yeah. So that's how come I just wondered how many units we're talking about supplying the sewer to. And I guess along Teresa's line, my other question was going to be if suddenly we had, let's pick a number, 50 new houses in West Burlington, is that a capacity problem for us?
No,
Okay,
it shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be. Okay,
We're on
I
the-
know. Well, I don't know how we know
We are going to
that.
have to upgrade our plant anyway when we do get our new permit, and with the disinfection and all of that stuff. And that's probably something we want to talk to the engineers about, is maybe increasing our capacity a little bit. Other than huge
Only
rain
thing to be a
events,
problem is if they tell us to build a new sewer plant. The state.
Along
Right
those
now, we're what, running maybe 30-40%?
yeah, unless we have,
Is that right?
unless we have a huge rain
Okay,
event.
all right.
Yeah, the rain's the only,
Well, that was just one of my questions. You know, if that happens and this works, that's gonna be a never-ending thing down there. I mean, that ditch is gonna disappear and you're gonna see more going back. I mean, it's just what's gonna happen. And if we ever get to do what we wanna do over here, we're gonna be talking another 20 houses over here. So that's how come I say, you know, if we had to put 50 more houses on our current system in the next 3 years, does anybody think that's a problem?
Houses aren't a strain on our system.
Okay, all right. And I assume not, but
Are they gonna be senior living condos
No,
or?
not for sure. That's one of the things we worked through. Originally, the estimates that their engineer got were based upon the units that we have there behind Target. And then when I talked to the developer, he couldn't guarantee that that's the type of population he'd have back there. So I upped the estimate quite a bit to make up for that, because I used the people per household for Burlington and West Burlington, and use that and then Iowa State's estimate of 1,500 gallons a month per person, and those are pretty well-respected averages. You see them higher and lower, but that should get us pretty close as estimates go.
so who would put all this in?
They're responsible for putting it in, maintaining it, and all of that.
Wouldn't we have, didn't you say we'd have a manhole at
They would
the,
put a manhole into our system for their line to come to, so that if they did have an issue, they would have access to clean their lines. We would be responsible, once they install the manhole at no cost to us, then that would become our manhole.
Okay,
Not a big deal.
not a big deal there. Okay. And so down the road, when these people have problems, it's not our problem.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What about water? They have a water connection out there then?
There's one, the big water main runs by, 36-inch main runs right down
Right.
on West Avenue from Burlington.
the only thing they don't have is they would have to, what'd you say, 2 lift stations and $100,000 plus to get their
Probably,
sewage
yes.
to where it needs to go, so.
And then who pays who? How do we get paid?
They're paying us,
The city will pay us, and then they'll
Yes.
collect individuals?
yes,
instead of having like a meter or something of that sort?
yes.
Okay.
On
What if
those
somebody, I mean, if you got the borderline of West Burlington sitting there, and then somebody's hooked to here, and then I build a house on this side right in their backyard, you know, and we're neighbors at that time, and I'm in West Burlington, I get metered, and they don't.
And they're paying 1.5 times what our rate is. So they're paying a premium for being outside our city limits,
Just like we pay for their water.
just like we pay for their water.
Oh, yeah, okay, and then you said you can't change it for 2 years?
No, that's the
getting
part we're
thrown
taking
out.
out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hopefully everything restrictive that was in that one section
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yes.
I would assume.
And they agreed to it. They agreed to taking that out. I said, we can't be held responsible for DNR telling us that we have to quadruple our rates because we have to build a new plant, and all I got back is, I understand, we'll take it out, so.
Okay.
Well, this will change, its next draft, for the better on our side. And I'm all in favor of it. I think it's a good spirit of cooperation. I think it would be really nice if we got a public thank you from the city of Burlington for doing this for their citizens and their developer. And the only time that's going to occur is when this is being done. It's not going to occur 5 years from now. So at some point, I'd like to see us some of us, go down to one of their work sessions and visit with them publicly about this. I don't know. It'd be a council member or two, or Randy, or the mayor. I don't know who that would be, but I'd sure like in the next weeks to have
How long
some
you
of us
been
there.
working on this, Dan?
Oh, 2-3 weeks. Actually, it started probably about a year ago when he was looking at a different site, but then they came back here probably 2 months ago, and then
What specifics?
the agreement became, they finally put something on paper just a week or so ago.
So after the night, you're gonna down and get everything combined and that stuff in there and then have
Yeah,
a.
you'll have a actual
a-
one to approve at your next meeting. This was just meant to get
Do we need
discussion and
a,
get feedback.
need a work session or something prior to that, just to look it over or anything?
I can send it out to you. It's not gonna, as far as I know, it was just those two changes that I just told you about should be the only difference.
So if we don't give them this sewer, what happens? Any idea?
They're gonna have to tie into Burlington.
They'll have to,
They're just-
either
they'll go-
the,
You think they'll go ahead with the development anyway?
I don't know, it depends how the numbers work out. You know, if you're adding 2 lift stations, maybe the numbers won't pencil out for the developer then, I don't know. Nobody's told me that. They asked if we could work something out, and I said, well, let's put specifics
And
together.
we need to try to do that.
And talk about it and see where it goes, so.
The other problem we're gonna have with this, though, and we all know this, whether we think about it or not, or try to hide from it, is that noise coming from our sewer area down there is bad enough that when I sat in Sunnybrook in my mom's apartment with several doors and windows closed between me and the outside, I hear that humming. Now we're talking about letting this guy build condos or houses, directly across that field from this noise. Now, them people over there in that housing development complained. You think these people are gonna be squealing like stuck hogs.
If you're gonna,
That problem's gonna come right back onto us again about that noise, and we can say, hey, you knew it was there when you built and so on and so
Right.
forth. And I agree, but,
move in by the airport, there's gonna be airplanes.
I mean, tell them in advance, right? I mean.
He knows
I
it,
don't-
the
Okay.
developer is
Okay.
aware of it. One of
All
the
right.
things that are in the plans, if we ever get the stuff from the DNR, is to move those blowers inside, which will take care of that problem. But we're kind of waiting on them to give us a standard to work from, so the engineers can design the water plant, like Randy said a few minutes ago. We know we're gonna have to do something, and moving those in was one of the things that are in that original work.
I'm just
plan.
telling you, we're trying to be a good neighbor here and work out this sewer deal. And I'm gonna tell you, as soon as somebody occupies one of them, you're gonna be told you're not a good neighbor. And all this goodness, all this glory, aren't we nice folks getting along, is gonna go away.
Then they should pay something to get that taken care of. If they want this sewer. Just
But I do agree, we need to figure out a way to help these people do this and so on and so forth. That's fine. But it's good.
I mean, I don't mind
Gonna
helping
create
them
us
and
another
stuff in
problem.
there, but if they're going to turn around and rod and complain about it, which the whole thing, they need to
I
dish in.
guarantee you
and
they're gonna complain about it.
Help about it. And they can complain all they want, because they know ahead of time that it's there. So, people before that knew it.
Just need to make them aware of it.
Yep.
And so,
Like Dan said, built by an airport, you got airplanes.
yep.
Well, and I don't think we should be intimidated with the people that move in, and now all of a sudden, instead of 2 people, we've got 25 people. That makes us move any quicker on moving the blowers inside when we haven't designed for that, financially prepared for that.
And it's the same developer as that other housing development, and we've had many conversations about that, so.
I'm amazed.
He's,
I mean, as a developer, he doesn't care about the noise or anything else. He's only care about the house and making the money off it, so.
he also lives in that one subdivision,
over
so
in
he's
that
gotta
area.
hear it too.
Yep. I just knew it had to be said. It's fine with me, but it'll come next.
It's a point, yeah,
Okay.
I don't doubt that
Okay.
we'll hear about it, but.
Then they need to pay for it.
But it cured the whole problem by putting the shooting range in.
I agree with you there.
Don't worry about it. Okay, well, keep working on the contract. I guess we'll no old business. I do have something I meant to read earlier. It's a letter I received after our staff attends some of these academy classes and stuff. And then, dear Mayor, we want to personally thank the City of West Burlington for supporting attendance at this year's Iowa Municipal Professionals Academy. The Academy is a continuing education program designed to keep clerks, deputy clerks, finance officers, and administrators current with the best practices in municipal administration and help them maintain professional certification. We hope you will acknowledge the commitment of Kelly Fry and Leslie Sattler for participating in the Academy. That commitment reflects positively on the dedication of your city staff to provide sound, competent, professional administration for your citizens. Thank you and the council for supporting continuing professional education. It is an honor for us to work with city individuals like your staff in maintaining Iowa's position as a leader for continuing professional education and municipal administration. Sincerely, Cindy Kendall, ISU Extension Outreach.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You buy her dinner or something?
Pass class again.
It's after one of our classes, though.
Anyone wishing to address the council matters we did discuss or didn't discuss? Nobody running up here. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Or
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.